I remember when my wife and I were looking to purchase a home, finding a 5-bedroom was very difficult for us because they're not very common anymore. But we are a family of 6. I have 4 kids and we know that we needed space. That's why I'm very, very excited to be back out here in Arcadia Ridge, checking out this ASHTON Woods house because it is a 5-bedroom and I feel like it checks off all the boxes for a family of 6 like mine. So if you're interested in looking at a 5-bedroom house that has a pretty decent amount of space and a wonderful community, I think this video is going to be for you. Now, we've talked about Arcadia Ridge before, and it is a beautiful master plan community here on the far west side of San Antonio, off of Potrinco Road, about 3.5 miles outside of the 1604 loop. Arcadia Ridge has multiple builders in this neighborhood, so you're looking at ASHTON Woods, Meritage, Perry Homes, Castle Rock, and Empire Homes. So you have a lot to choose from. You do have an amenity center here in the neighborhood. Right now there's only one, but they are planning on building a second one. What I do love about the location of Arcadia Ridge is that you're only about 25 to 30 minutes from downtown, and if you're in the military, you're only about 20 minutes from Lackland Air Force Base. We do find that a lot of military members love living out here in Arcadia Ridge. There's so much to do around this area and plenty of amenities. You're right down the road from Costco, Walmart, the Alamo Ranch Shopping Center, which has Target, Lowe's, Home Depot. You've got restaurants down here, and it's a pretty area, very quiet. You're going to have a San Antonio address, but you're going to be serviced by Bexar County because you're going to be out in the county, which means you're not paying city taxes, which is another plus of living out here in Arcadia Ridge. Now, I am in a hurry because I want to get inside and show you how pretty this house is. And once again, if you are a family of 6 like mine and you need that extra bedroom and an office, I think that this ASHTON Woods floor plan is going to be right for you. So let's head inside and check it out.
Bro, this house is deceiving. It is so much bigger on the inside than you think. Let me show you. All right, man. So starting off, right? I think this is, what is this kind of flag? Is this luxury vinyl planks?
Yeah, this is LVP for sure.
It's got to be LVP, man. It's pretty nice, man. Color looks good, still looks like wood. But first thing you're gonna notice off to your right-hand side is this little office. Now, this is a cozy office. I would call it cozy, personally. What do you think, man? What do you think about the size of this, the way this is laid out?
So I do like having the office here, right off, you know, towards the front door. I think that it's going to help with sound. I do think that the office is smaller than, you know, I would. Maybe what you would need. Than I would need, but
I think a lot of people, if you're not working from home, I think that this might be good. We're used to seeing offices that are squares, more square shaped than rectangular shaped. So maybe that's what's throwing me off. But either way, you still get an office, which is great. So let's come into the main part.
I think you could also use this as a sitting room if you don't necessarily want it to be an office as well.
Yeah, I do be sitting a lot, so you know. You come in a little bit further, man, you guys are gonna have a linen closet right here, and it's half of a Harry Potter closet. It's not quite the full thing, so you probably couldn't stick them in there if you needed them to sleep. Stairs up here, but we're gonna get to that in a second. Let's come into this main part and talk about this for a little bit.
So this living room, I can say right off the bat, it definitely has enough space for, you know, your sitting area, TV. You've got the kitchen table behind you, but I noticed when I first walked in, it feels a little bit narrow, a little bit narrow to me. What do you think?
I think the same thing. So I'll be really honest with you. When I walked in here, I kind of felt this section in particular, it reminded me of houses in a lower price point, like mid 2s, like, you know, some competing, I'm not going to name them, but some competing new construction builders. This kind of felt like that. It was a little lower budget, but I didn't understand why until I walked through the rest of the house. So just bear with me, trust me on this one, it will get better, I promise you. Living room's still decent though, and you do have your dining room right here. Now this is like, it's kind of like one big room, and I don't think there's too much room for the dining space. So you have to consider that if you like a big formal dining room. This might not be the one for you.
Yeah, and you know, we don't typically see tables this big in, you know, in the sitting or the, the kitchen area, so this is somewhat of a big table. If you have a smaller table, then it really will open up this space a little bit more.
That being said though, I do like this kitchen. This is actually a really large island. How many chairs are over there? 3?
There's 3 chairs. Looks like there's room for 4.
You can probably fit 4.
And you do have quartz countertops, which is going to come standard
for sure.
with,
and that's
with ASHTON Woods.
That's big. And another thing I'll add is that there are 3 separate cabinets here with 3 drawers that function, which is really cool. I mean, these drawers are high quality, but I think that you're getting a lot of storage space, despite the fact that you're like, this might feel a little bit small. It's actually using the space great.
Now let's touch on ASHTON Woods real quick, because if you're not familiar with ASHTON Woods, and we haven't walked through very many ASHTON Woods homes, they are a very reputable builder. And some of the things that we're looking at here just in this model are going to be standard features of ASHTON Woods. They are very, very good about adding a lot of what some builders would charge in upgrades. They are really good at adding these things as standard features.
Yeah, actually you're right on that. And the cool thing about ASHTON Woods is they build homes from, $300,000 all the way up to $800,000-$900,000 homes, and man, they're super nice. So they know what they're doing. They know how to build a quality product, and while this might be on the lower end of their budget, they still didn't spare an expense when it comes to the quality of the stuff that they put into this.
Now, when you say lower than the budget, what is this house going to run you?
Sure. So the houses in this neighborhood for ASHTON Woods in particular are going to run from about $350,000 up to about $450,000. And in today's economy and the prices of the houses and interest rates, that's really good, especially on this side of town in this neighborhood.
Now, this house is the Iris floor plan. I didn't mention that at the beginning. This is the Iris. This is going to be one of their largest floor plans, about a little over 2,900 square feet. And this home does have 5 bedrooms, which I mentioned there at the beginning, and we're gonna show you those bedrooms. But right there in front of you, gas. So this is a gas community.
You can't beat that, man. Gas is king. I love it. Now, I love that this is built into the wall, and this is, it gives it a more luxurious feel whenever it's just a cooktop, and then you have the separate oven, and then you have the dining room, the microwave built into here. But I do want to show you something that I really, really like, and I kind of breezed past it. Dude, this is so cool. I feel like this is not a thing anymore, right? You have your kitchen sink right here, and it's a big sink, but then you can look outside in the backyard when you're doing your dishes, and it just lets in a lot of that natural light to make the space feel bigger than it actually is.
It does. I do like the kitchen windows like that right there over the sink. I think what would make it a little bit better if it was a functional window. So this one is not functional. It doesn't appear to be. Is it? No, it does not appear to be functional. So this is, it's just, you're just gonna be able to look out the window.
Yeah, you know what?
If you're making those apple pies and you want to open that window and, like in the movie,
flow through the. I was thinking the same thing.
It ain't gonna be the window for you.
Hey, you know what? It is what it is. Now, there is a section of the house that we did skip past, but I'm gonna come back to that because we are close to the master bedroom. So let's take a look. One thing I do want to bring up as well. Look at the size of this pantry, man. You get a full walk-in pantry with that, and it's funny because on a lot of the higher end homes, we don't even see pantries that big sometimes. So it's cool that they decided to put that in here.
And then you have an overflow.
Yep, you got an overflow or a linen closet, whatever you want to make this. You have some extra stuff, but they already have the shelving built into it, so that makes it even better, right? So let's take a look at the master bedroom. Now, this might be a controversial thing to say, okay, but I really like that they continue to put the luxury vinyl planks into the bedroom, because in a lot of homes, they stop and they just put carpet in bedrooms and studies and things like that. I love that they did this because it gives you the option. Just like they did here, they threw a rug on it. And I think that's really big because not everybody wants to have sometimes we have dogs and they're hairy, or cats, or whatever the case is. And I definitely think that doing this gives you the option to be able to add something like a carpet or a rug into your space.
Yeah, especially if if this isn't standard. If typically they do put carpet in the bedrooms, I like, at least in this model home, they ran everything the same. So it shows you what that would look like.
Exactly.
I'm a fan of that as well. They did put a nice rug there on the floor to kind of.
For sure. And again, this is the model home, so they did the batten walls and everything like that. And now these ceilings are not, I don't want to call them vaulted, but technically they're a little bit.
They're high ceilings, which is nice. So it does open up the room, make it feel a little bit bigger. And you are going to have the 2 large windows here in the bedroom that gives you some pretty good natural light. Now, I would like 3 windows. It'd be great if there were 3 windows side by side. That would be awesome. But there is a lot of natural light,
or even a little bit taller windows. But that being said, though, again, you have to think about what you're getting for your money here. some neighborhoods, they're at this price point, you're not getting near what this is offering.
Well, you should. I mean, even at, you know, $350 to $450, I mean,
right.
You know, that's a pretty good
It is, but we have seen some that don't even come close to this as far as features and quality. So come take a look at this bathroom. I like that they did the subway tile. Some people think it's basic, but I don't know, I'm kind of a sucker for it. I like it. Nice shower, you got the stand-up shower, and then you got the full-size tub, good-sized tub, and they continue that subway tile down here is where it adds a little bit of flair. You got the double vanity sink here, and then both of these are going to be functional cabinets down here. Decent-sized water closet, actually bigger than you would think. It kind of goes back a little further, so you're not touching the elbows on, you know, on the wall whenever you're in there. And then you have an actual closet. This isn't too big. That's what I will say. It's not a massive closet. Not everybody needs a massive closet, but that's something to consider if you do have a lot of different clothes, right? So let's go take a look. I know I told you that there was a section of the house that I missed. Come take a look at this.
Now, I like this this area that we're about to take a look at. It's like on the other side of the home, still on the first floor, and it's almost like a separate wing of the house.
Kind of crazy, yeah.
I really like that. Of course,
sure.
You know, this is your entrance to the garage.
Yeah.
Is going to be over here
for sure. And I real quick want to point out this is really cool. I like what they did here too. So you come over here, and to your right, you're going to have your garage right here, and then a linen closet or a coat closet right next to it. And then the cool thing is that you have a bathroom immediately right here in front, right? So, you know, if you have guests here and they're staying over, mother-in-law staying, they have a bathroom. I know it's not necessarily an in-suite bathroom, but you still have one right next door, and it is a full bath. It's got a full shower, got your toilet, got your sink, so they are gonna have all of those things and not have to use your personal bathroom. Then over here, you're actually gonna have a pretty decent-sized laundry room. It's got a rack up there, which is nice, but it, I don't know, I like the way this flows. Like you said, it's kind of like its own section of the house.
It flows pretty well. Yeah, so if this area right here could technically be somewhat of a, you know, a mother-in-law suite. It'd be great if this was doored off, but then of course you would still have to walk through there to get to the garage.
One thing I did miss though, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but one thing I did miss is this.
You did mean to interrupt me.
I did, you're right. I always mean to interrupt him. This mud zone, drop zone, mud bench, whatever, right?
Zone, mud bench.
It's a new song, be on the lookout. Anyway, this is kind of cool. I like what they did here. They managed to use the space well that they did. So that's really cool, man.
Now, before I was rudely interrupted, I was going to say that this area, the option of using this bedroom as an office, because like I mentioned, the office could be a little bit small for some people. I know that my wife and I, we share an office, and it's a pretty good size, but I still feel like I'm running out of room. So if that were someone else's case, they could use this bedroom
for sure
down here as an office.
A lot of options here. Now wait till you see the upstairs, because you're like, oh, you know, this is decent. There's even more upstairs. Come take a look. Okay, so I know this seems abrupt, right? Because there's two directions you can go once you're upstairs. One is to your left into this super legit media room that they somehow managed to fit in here. What do you think about this?
I like it. It was a surprise when we first walked into the home because I was not expecting this to be up here.
Now, do you think that this could be the office?
It could be the office. Now, I mentioned earlier, I've got 4 kids. We do have a loft in our home, but we don't have a media room. So, you know, our loft is where our kids hang out. It's where they play. It's also where they watch TV. But here, and we'll walk over to the other side here in just a second, there you have this room, a dedicated area to watch movies, play games, relax, hang out with friends. And then you still have a loft area where kids can color, play, do arts and crafts, do school, you know, whatever. So that, I think that is awesome.
I want to add on to that, and I know you probably can't tell on camera, but this room is very quiet. It dampens the sound really, really well. So if you do need to be on like Zoom calls, or if you play music or whatever, this may be a really good room for that.
Well, every room is quiet until you have kids up in it.
Fair. That's a valid point. All right, Johnny, so you guys, you know, homeschool your kids. If you've been watching the channel, you guys homeschool your kids. Do you think that this area would be good for them to do like homework, or like maybe just a dedicated work area for them? What do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, there's a lot of space up here. I mean, even where you're standing, you can see how big this table is in this loft area, and there's still plenty of room around it. You can use this space for a lot of different things. Large bookshelf there behind you on the wall. A lot of areas where you could put totes and or different storage type things up here. I mean, I think this is a great area, man.
So much room for activities.
So much room.
All right, so the cool thing is, so you have that sectioned off in a sense, and then you're gonna have the bedrooms over here. So all of these bedrooms are gonna be very similar size, but they are going to be nice, right? This is a good sized bedroom. They all have these windows in them, which is really cool. And not to mention their closet space. These aren't too much smaller than the master closet downstairs, which is yeah, could be good,
That's
could be bad,
weird.
depending on how you look at it,
Yeah,
right?
they try to fit a lot into the home, so I could see where they might have to cut some space off, so that might be where that came from. Right where you're standing at, and I noticed this and I really, really like it. A lot of times when you're trying to do a 5-bedroom house with a loft and a game room, the hallway can be so small. I mean, and where you're standing, there's a lot of room there. Now it looks like there's a closet right in front of you, right?
There is. Now this is going to be a letting or like a game closet. This is great for that kind of stuff. Or if you are homeschooling and you have some, school supplies or whatever, this is a great place to put them as well.
Yeah. I just like the space that you have here before you head down that hallway. It feels really good. Like you're not going to it's not a bottleneck.
This gives you the opportunity to pivot the furniture the way that you need to move it before you actually move it into the rooms, which is cool. Another bedroom over here. This is going to be the same style as that one, just flipped the other direction.
Tall ceilings, I like that.
Tall ceilings, man. These are not short ceilings. And then you have a bathroom over here, which is really nice, right? This is that same luxury vinyl planks that they were in the first one. And the cool thing is that there's separation. So there's actually a door in here that separates the shower, the toilet, and then the actual sinks. And these is a double vanity, so you do have that option. But that way, if you have kids up here, they're getting ready for whatever, one of them could be showering, the other one could be brushing their teeth, they're doing God knows what.
I really, really like how they did that. Yeah. I mean, to be able to have a separate toilet and shower area where other people can still come in here, brush their teeth, get ready for bed, do whatever, and not have to wait for somebody to come out of the bathroom. I think that's
they did a good job.
I'd like to see more of that actually in other homes.
Take notes. If you're a builder watching this, hey, that might be something to consider if you want families to move in and actually use the space. And then we're gonna have our last bedroom here, and you can see they designed it a little bit differently because they put two beds over here at separate sides of the room. So if you have twins or whatever the situation is, you can still use that here. Again, decent size walk-in closet. This one kind of sections off into 2 different areas. So if you have 2 kiddos here, they're going to be able to kind of separate their stuff. So really good overall, man. I'm actually very impressed.
I am too. I really like how they have laid everything out. I thought that this bedroom might be a little bit too small for 2 children. I think as kids get older, it may be.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've got 2 young kids that share a bedroom. My boys share, and one's 3, one's 8, and even this size room would be fine for them. Yeah. I think because you have so much other space in that loft area, and then the media room, they're not going to spend a whole lot of time in their bedrooms. I know my boys don't spend hardly any time in their bedrooms, so I don't think you need a massive bedroom, to be honest with you.
Now, I think this home is different from a lot of other homes for this reason, right? When you see homes that are 3,000 square feet, I'd say probably 80 to 85% of them have this massive, grand living room, kitchen, dining room combo. And I mean, it's huge. It takes up probably 1,000 of that square feet. I mean, it's massive, man. Maybe not 1,000, but quite a bit of that square feet, right? Whereas this one, they went a little bit smaller with the actual living room, but they took that space and they moved it to other areas of the house to where everyone, even if you have a big family, right? You got 4 kids, 5 kids, whatever, a lot of people staying with you, everyone can be in the separate corners of their house doing something and still feel like they have space. And I think that's what really makes this house special.
So one of the things that we get a lot of people telling us is that have large families, they spend a lot of their time together, not really apart. And so they don't need a lot of rooms that are massive because they spend a lot of their time together. I think that this house really gives families the opportunity to spend time together, especially in this loft here behind me in that media room. Those are 2 areas where, like, my kids would spend most of their time, playing in the loft or playing video games or watching movies in the media room. And when I'm downstairs and I need some peace and quiet, I'm gonna send them up here to do that. And I think that this house is set up very, very well for that, man.
All right, guys. So I don't know what you guys thought about that, but a couple of key takeaways. First of all, Johnny just decided he's going to move into this house, so he's going to be there. That's why it's just me out here doing this outro. But that being said, a couple of key takeaways here, right? Neighborhood-wise, if you're looking for a neighborhood that's quiet, that feels quiet and away from everything, but isn't actually that far away, I think this is a really, really good one, especially with schools as well. Secondly, when it comes to the house, I think that what makes this unique is the way that the space is spread out, and especially for the price, right? Between $350,000 to $450,000 in this neighborhood, that is huge. That is a really, really big benefit, man. And it's hard to find the way that this space is utilized in many other areas of town. So super good. But hey, anyway, we really appreciate you guys reaching out. If you do plan on moving to San Antonio within the next few weeks, the next few months, we would love to help. Visit our website or call or text that number popping on the screen. Feel free to shoot us an email. Get a hold of us. We will help you and your family move to San Antonio, make it a smooth process. So guys, thank you so much for watching our stuff. We'll catch you in the next one.